JooBee, so good to see you.
So good to see you.
For anyone who doesn't know, JooBee is a Chief People Officer, or former Chief People Officer, and long-standing client of Hawkwood. And today you are a...
advisor to startup and HR leaders who are in scaling startup. Instead of doing what I do, now I help them to do what I do.
Love that. We're going for dinner this afternoon. You're
Yes.
taking me to your favourite restaurant?
Yes.
Great, okay, good. Well, I'm in for a treat. Firstly, what are we doing here?
This is the former location of iTech Media.
Right, yeah,
And
great.
my old office. And I thought I'll take you down memory lane and stop by a few of my favorite places.
Excellent, all right, where's the first stop?
Bubble tea. Shall we?
Yeah, we shall.
What?
You obviously coach a lot of people leaders. When they come to you and say that their founder CEO doesn't care about people, where do you take that conversation from there?
So usually, I will of course ask why. What led to that belief? And many times, it's usually there's something that HR is trying to propose that the business either don't prioritize, they don't need it now, etc., etc. The challenge there is, and this is one thing that I always talk to HR leader, and this is something actually I built in my HR leader bootcamp, where the disagreement tend to be at solution level.
Yes, okay, yeah.
So if we were to take performance management, if we were to take 360 feedback, we want to make sure we have 360 feedback during performance review, and founders don't buy into that. It's not because they don't buy into 360. At the problem level, they would want people to have information, they would want people to have feedback, but the solution itself is not what they want.
Right, okay.
And therefore, HR need to be able to talk and align on the problem level. What is it they truly want to solve? Park every HR solution, everything we have learned in our career about these are the best practices, and talk at the problem level.
And then if you feel like you come away from that meeting, feel like you've agreed something and you later get pushed back,
you go back to the problem. What's the problem? What's impact on the business? If there's no impact on the business, why are we even doing it to start with?
do you meet founder CEOs who don't care about their people?
Honestly, throughout my whole career, that's probably only one.
Really?
So, have I met founders that don't agree on the HR solutions that I propose? Yes, lots.
That you propose? Yeah.
Absolutely. So if you were to, they do care, they might not care or agree to the solution that you propose.
Do you feel as though founders believe that you are against them, on the other side to them?
That's a good question. I actually will use an example on this. So I work with a founder, and we actually have a lot of trust, and I have a lot of autonomy. But at one point in time where we actually have to go through redundancy, founder was very, very stressed. And I was proposing a solution, and his reaction was, you need to be on the business side. Two things happening there. I'm very aware that he's stressed, but also at the same time, what he have known about me and the team for over 1 year was overtaken by what he always thought about HR.
Right,
HR is always on people's side, don't get the business.
Yeah.
And I remember saying this to him, I am on the business side, I am just not on your side.
Okay, interesting. So who else was on his side? Was it just him?
No, so I did explain because he was like, so I said, look, I am on the business side because what I'm proposing is important for business continuity, the goal that we're trying to achieve, etc., etc. And we have a risk for the next X amount of months that we might lose more talent.
Yeah.
Therefore, this is important. So I am on the business side to make sure the business is there, is thriving, is healthy. I'm not on people's side or the management side. I'm on both sides in order for the business to exist.
Yeah.
So that was, I remember he laughed actually after that because he was like, did you just say you're not on my side? So we do have that kind of relationship for me to be able to diffuse it a little. If you don't mind, I would love to pick up something and I'll take you to my local grocery shop that I always go to when I was in iTech.
Sounds good.
Bacon, yes. Actually, this is the
Is that oil for cooking?
So this is Korean section, right?
Yeah.
I'm learning Korean.
Right, that's a lot of junk food you got there.
I'll give you an example of when I was already about a year in the business, and I realized I really don't understand the industry, and my CEO at the time pointed out to me that if you really, really want to be performing at your best as a HR leader, you need to know what the founder is worried about,
Yeah.
what keeps them up at night, and the industry itself has a lot of things you don't know. So I actually asked at that time someone, to be really brutally honest, someone who is actually, if you were to look at our job leveling at that time, 1 to maybe 4 levels below me in role to actually mentor me.
Right, okay.
Why that person? The person actually really know the industry. They do analysis on the industry. So I asked him if he could on Friday morning spend half an hour with me, and he did. So it's not just me. Other senior leaders were like, "You're talking to this person." I'm like, "Yeah, can I join you?" So by that time we have by 6 months time we have 4 or 5 senior leaders of my level joining him in the morning, Friday morning, for him to coach us about the industry.
Yeah.
So I think it's a waste if we don't take the opportunity, number one, to ask internal people, because who else would know your business better than your own people? If you can't, external mentor in the area that you want, and make sure that it's as close to your business as possible, right?
Take a photo of us, kindly, please.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
Oh, only because we're in the middle of doing a video, but it's all right. No, don't worry. It's all right. Don't worry.
Thank you.
No problem. I feel as though some HR initiatives have become somewhat politicized of late. I mean, diversity and inclusion would be an obvious one, but I think even working from home to an extent. And I feel like clearly there's more polarization today, I believe, from a political standpoint than there has been in years gone by. And I'm wondering if that is making the job of people leaders harder, because people have more strongly held views on these topics. So a founder CEO who perhaps has a particular political leaning may have a complete disdain for the idea of working from home, even if they were to see data that perhaps contradicts their view. I don't know what you think.
So remember when we were having the conversation where we disagree at solution level, but what's the problem you want to solve, right? So for example, whether it's DEI initiative, whether it's working from home, these are all solutions. My question always is, what is the problem we're trying to solve? So let's take OKRs for goal setting. You say OKRs and some founders go, no. The moment it is, a proposal is a solution, then you're disagreeing with the solution. But if you go founder, I think we are missing alignment or clarity on priority. The business need to have clarity of, where we're heading. The business need to know what are the actions we are going to prioritize. The founder will never go, no, we don't want priority and we don't want to have clarity. Never. But they might have an allergic reaction to OKRs. So DEI is the same. I think no founder will say, I don't want to be inclusive of people. I don't want people to feel like they belong in the company that they're in. Then you go, okay, what is the problem we're trying to solve and how does that impact the business? Take away all the labels and go to the root cause of what are we trying to solve. And then that is where you would have alignment. I think we use too much labels on initiative, and that immediately trigger people who have certain opinion about that label.
I think that's a really powerful point, honestly, because I think that does instantly take it away from a debate that's ultimately been kind of predetermined in each party's mind based on how they felt about discussions about that topic more broadly, and moves it into a place of like solutions for problems, as you say. Whereas what I'm saying is, when I'm reading tactical books around like how to sell this, how to do this from a tax perspective, it's almost like conditioning me to be quite robotic, and I wonder if that has a bearing on how I then behave in the workplace. And I'm wondering if there might be something to be said for trying to have a bit more variety in your kind of like content diet that doesn't get you quite so charged up, basically.
So I think people consume content like they make friends, right? You consume content that you need or the content that you naturally gravitate towards.
Yeah.
And if you don't see there is a need, you probably won't.
Yeah, but
So
and I hear you, but the only thing I would say is I probably need leadership content the most, but I also listen to it the least or read it the least.
You know what?
Because I find it less interesting.
hire your number two that's opposite to you.
Yeah.
So your day-to-day interaction, you're learning by osmosis, you're absorbing by osmosis as well. When I hire my team, they're all opposite to me.
Right, okay.
They are very, very different to me because I'll put my hands up. Those who has worked with me know I'm a very hard T. I'm very logical. I'm a thinker.
Right, okay.
I do not show my emotion very much.
Right.
For a HR leader.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm very aware of that. Will I naturally suddenly, read more books and become, a bit softer in the ages? No.
Right.
But the people around me, two things, right? One, they help me grow.
Yeah.
But number two, also as a leader, they also compensate for my leadership style
Right.
for the team. They can balance it out.
Yeah.
So we then bring the strength of both.
Okay, and do you find it as easy to build trust with those people who are totally different to you?
Not always. And I can tell you that, there has been one where it was very difficult. She was so opposite to me. And I'm going to call out Carolina because actually, I think it's a beautiful journey we went through. When we first met, and I can see her value logically, right?
Yeah.
But when we interact, it's very different, where we're coming from, etc., etc. And both of us know that logically as well.
Yeah.
And we want to make it work. And it takes time, it takes effort, it takes a lot of disagreement and being upset. But when we get out of the storming and figure out how to work together, we achieve so much more together.
Yeah. No.
So are we going to take the easy way out and hire more people like us?
Yeah.
Or we build people around us where we can achieve more because they're different to us?
And how do you empower them to challenge you? Like what environment do you have to create and how do you do that?
Do not shut people down. Be curious.
I'm already failing.
Like, I think you mentioned curious. I think curiosity is really important. When somebody know that you're asking questions, you're challenging because you're curious and you actually, the intent, they're clear on your intent.
Yeah.
Then you are more likely to have a chance to build that relationship. Then I'm trying to prove that my point is better than yours.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. It's I find it very hard.
Don't get me wrong, it's hard for me as well when I first, go through this journey because I can be quite geeky and coming from very technical background, obviously I'm right.
Yeah.
But the curiosity in me, thank goodness, helped a little.
Yeah.
I'm more curious to go, okay, the other way works too. How? Why?
Yeah.
I genuinely think founder don't go out thinking, I'm going to control everything. Actually, not so many percentage. If you tell a founder you can spend less time and the results that will deliver through your team is 10 times, they will want that.
Yeah.
What founder doesn't do when they have a team is set the team up for success.
Right, okay.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So you hire somebody in, you don't spend time going, what really is good look like? What is it that we're trying to achieve? It's very much we need to do this rather than this is what we need to achieve. How to work with me.
Yeah.
That is also really important because if you don't have the relationship, it becomes distance, and then the communication of work become more distance. Then the controls start to come in. Just like even in a romantic relationship, if you don't have relationship with the other person, trust, what they're thinking, etc., what's their priority, you start to control.
Yeah.
So same thing. So the time spent to build that relationship, to build that team, to build that system to operate in.
Yeah.
if that doesn't happen, you will repeat the same mistake over and over and over again, because what you need to do is scale, and what they don't know is how to scale themselves.
Yeah.
And therefore you go the opposite direction and be more controlling of the outcome.
Yeah. Is it practical to achieve this in a startup? The VC model is such that there's such incredible urgency. There's so much competition.
I love
now.
it. Yes.
Is it because I hearing everything you've said, I completely agree with it.
Yep.
But and the bit that stuck out to me is what are we trying to achieve, as opposed to this is what we should do. I'm definitely the latter type, and I can imagine a world where I say, right, team, this is what we want to achieve, and then like they start talking, and I'm like, no, but we need to do it like this.
So make sure that what you want to achieve is so. I'm not saying there's only one way. That's really important. When your team is new, you need to be more directive.
Okay.
You need to be more. Let me give you an example. When I was building up my team, when I started, it was about 6-7 people. 6 months time, it was about 40.
Yeah.
And I knew we will be growing that big, and I knew we need to scale really fast, and we need to be high performing for the business.
Yeah.
And I started very clear with the team that I will be quite directive in what we need to do.
Right.
Where we need to go to, the goal will be set by me the first 6 months. The breakdown of the projects will be set by me. A lot of the expectation. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the ecosystem around. I'm going to make sure that, the process that we have, how we make decision, how we structure our team, what's the expectation, all of the operating system. Because if I can build the system, people can scale.
Yeah.
So the first 6 months was that, and slowly, even with my directors, I was quite clear I will be quite directive. We meet up a lot, and it required different style. You have to lead from the front first in order for you to be able to lead from the back later on.
Right, fine. And once you've established a pattern of you leading and being a bit more directive, do you not find that people just defer to you? How do you break that pattern?
Communication. What 6 months will look like.
Right, okay.
They know where they are going to get to. Because when we don't paint the picture, they will assume, people then assume, this is the way it is. Versus this is the step we're going to get to. The direction is you will operate as an autonomous team, but I'm going to start with a step where I'm going to be directive and build the system around. And of course they feed into that, etc. But I was leading from the front before, then I'm able to lead from the back.
Right, so it's really about setting expectations, milestones, or signposting where you are.
The vision, the vision, destination.
So we know that HR teams are always facing an uphill battle to get additional headcount approved, because ultimately, it's a cost function, and there's always going to be that struggle. But there are so many different, conflicting priorities that teams can face on at any one point. What do you say to people who come to you and say that there's so much I need to do, but I don't have the resource? Where do they go from there?
The workload will always increase. And the capacity is always finite. So either you increase the capacity, i.e. you work longer hours, which we don't want that, or how do you create capacity whilst not increasing headcount? And there are several ways. And this is a problem I love to tackle, right? Because it's not just for HR team, it's for business as well. As we can see now, you don't hire as aggressively as previously, but how do you increase output whilst you have finite resources? One is, in order to increase more output, the system that you have around that enables you. So rather than having people doing the work, how can you enable the system to be more efficient?
Okay.
So a simple one would be, for example, of course, automation.
Yeah, using software,
Many times we think we need to do something in HR. Take, literally today, I have a HR leader ask me in our coaching session that, do I sit with the manager in performance review with the employee? I'm like, no. That is the job of the manager. So it's not our job to do that. Our job is to enable the manager to do that. And we can use, we can create things that are repeatable rather than we do, manual work around that. So what is also our responsibility? Where's the boundary? So that leans into what do you not do? So that's accountability of work. Then the work itself, and I talk a lot about prioritization. Is everything urgent right now? Is everything, delivering impact right now? And one thing that I also learn as I, grow into my leadership role is you'll never be able to do everything.
No.
So what is it then do you prioritize? And this is, I think, the challenge that not just a lot of HR leaders, but also leaders and founders themselves find it difficult. Because it's human nature. If we say no to something, the FOMO kicks in. What if? It's a missed opportunity. So it's either you say no to something, or not, and you increase your capacity, not through human, through the system.
Okay.
That's where I would come from to kickstart the thinking. And this is the question I get a lot, basically from every HR leader, especially those that join my Step Up Bootcamp. To be a strategic HR leader, to be a business leader. That is one of the key things across a lot of, framework that you do on strategy, etc. But at the end of the day, you need to make the choice. Being strategic is about making a choice of what you do and what you don't do.
Okay.
Sounds simple, but it's really hard.
No, that's great. So that makes a lot of sense. So,
Do you notice what I just did just now? So, Chinese would eat rice in a bowl. Southeast Asian Chinese would eat rice in a plate.
I thought you were really impressed by this. I specifically did it like this because I was like,
I forgot it is chopstick, so it's rice in a bowl rather than spoon and fork.
Oh, so I'm doing it right then.
You're doing it right.
Right, that's good. Yeah, to be honest, I always thought it seemed a bit informal to do this when I was in China.
No,
but this is how it is done.
Yeah,
isn't
it is. You definitely can't pick up rice from the plate.
But so tell me a little bit more about Step Up then and what you're doing with the Step Up program. Like, what inspired you to build the program first and foremost? First and foremost.
First and foremost. One of the challenges that you say exactly that is one where HR leaders feel like they have a lot to do and they will always have limited resources. How do they deliver impact? Too many times HR leaders feel like they're stuck in operational grind. How do they prioritize, number one? But also, in order to prioritize, you need to have perspective.
And what format does the program take?
It's 4 days intensive, but it's 5 weeks in total. So 2 days.
Oh, okay.
And then 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour follow up, and then it ends with one-on-one coaching with myself on the strategy then that they've put together of their own business and their own HR team.
Okay, and the sessions are group sessions, are they? Right.
No more than 12 HR leaders, and one of the things that I found very interesting was many HR leaders that go through the bootcamp go, it is actually really helpful. I guess it is very similar to founder where it's lonely at the top. The same, it's lonely at the top for HR leaders. Also, they might not have other leaders who can spar with them for the challenges that they face. So what they really enjoyed is the cohort that they join, and people who get the craziness, the chaos, the founder's eccentricity and the transition of that stage. So I think being very narrow in the focus of strategic HR within this stage of startup brings people together and learn together.
Right. So what do you intend for people to come away from the program with?
There are three things. There are three challenges that HR leaders face. Number one is being able to deliver business value for the business. So that's one. And being able to move out of being operational so that they have time to do that. And number three is the confidence to do that.
Right, okay, yeah.
So of course in the bootcamp we look at, a lot of methodology, a lot of practices. We even have actors coming in so that the HR leaders get to practice their influencing skills. So there's a variety of activity, but the three things are that they're able to deliver business value, so connecting what HR do to business.
Yeah.
They're able to prioritize, therefore get out of the weeds,
Yeah.
and then be confident in doing that.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, great.
So you told me that beef hor fun is one of your favorite.
It is.
How is it?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Do you know what, I remember like when we were younger and we used to get like a chow mein from the Chinese, like the excitement I felt was through the roof, and to me that is like the ultimate chow mein basically. I love that one.
Cool.
And that was actually the first meal I ever had in Guangzhou. Yeah, so I really liked it. Is the Malaysian curry your preferred one?
Well,
You have to say that, come on.
you know what? I can prioritize work. I cannot prioritize my favorite food.